putting the work in now when you're thinking about becoming a CRNA. So in this video, we're going to talk all about that, so keep watching. My name is Christine and welcome to a new video. If this is your first time here and you want to become a CRNA or grow your CRNA career, start now by subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss a thing. So when I say start putting the work in now, yes, this moment, you are watching this video for a reason. You are here saying to yourself, I want to be a CRNA, I'm considering being a CRNA. Well, what's a CRNA? And yes, I'm here to give you that guidance. And definitely keep watching because I'm going to talk all about it. So when you think about now, say for example you are in an art degree and you're saying to yourself, you know what, I want to become a nurse. Let's start thinking about what are the steps that you can become a nurse. You can do it. Start looking into different programs, looking at the different prerequisite requirements. Start in the steps right now. As well as if you are a nurse and saying for example you're in labor delivery and you love what you do, and yes, you said to yourself, yo, I love CRNAs who do epidurals, who do C-sections, who are upstairs in OB. I see myself becoming a CRNA. Well, start considering that yes, you may love where you're working, but you gotta say to yourself, maybe I gotta put the work in now and change over into a specialty of ICU nursing. There's many areas of ICU nursing. You can do cardiovascular ICU, surgical ICU, medical ICU, trauma ICU. There's a variety of ICUs that you can go into. So definitely keep those options open if you're considering becoming a CRNA. Start taking those steps into the right plane. You might be a person that is a graduate nurse and you just graduated and you just realized today, you're like, oh, I've heard about CRNAs and I'm on YouTube and I'm looking up to learn about CRNAs. Well, yes, you've graduated and maybe you have a job in line. You may say to yourself, maybe you're in a medical surgical unit or you're in a telemetry unit and you're saying to yourself, you know what? I'm willing to take that next step to go into ICU nursing. If there's a way, there's a way. So definitely keep your mind open. There are multiple opportunities where as a graduate nurse, you can apply to something called a residency program in nursing. And many of the teaching institutions have it. So definitely look into that avenue where you can go right becoming a graduate nurse and go right into the ICU where they'll actually train you to be an ICU nurse. Yes, it will be a hard road, but they have a lot of lessons. They have a lot of teaching plans. They have a lot of meetings, a lot of support to allow you to be successful in ICU nursing. And to just finish off, a lot of the teaching programs that do have the residency program, a lot of time the training process is up to 6 months to a year. Yes, it may be 3 months of you having a preceptor and transitioning into the ICU, but you'll have some time where you'll have support and people you can go to where you're having maybe a difficult time and you don't know for sure what to do. You'll always have that person to help you. So definitely look into that option as a graduate nurse. You might be an ICU nurse and you might be saying to yourself, yes, I have a couple of years of experience, but right now I feel my training is not where it has been. Well, for example, think about maybe switching over to another type of ICU. Keep your options open. Don't stay stagnant in one area. If you feel like your ICU experience hasn't been where it needs to be at, definitely take the stepping stones to have a better training. Think about going into a teaching hospital, a level 1 hospital, maybe a trauma institution to get that really good experience. And yes, no matter the age that you are, you may be in your 20s, you may be in your 30s, you may be in your 40s, maybe even in your 50s, you can still become a CRNA. I still remember when I went to one of my conferences for anesthesia, nurse anesthesia. I met a CRNA, he was in his 60s, but he told me that he remembers going back to CRNA school. And I was like, oh wow, so I'm thinking he's been a CRNA for a long time. But long and behold, he went into nurse anesthesia program in his 50s. So that speaks a lot about CRNAs. The people who are really interested in becoming a CRNA and they see themselves, pushing through it and start putting the legwork in now, they are successful. And yes, it may not be an easy road. Sometimes life throws things at you to see if you're really strong enough to push through and to really test you to see if you're really going to be that person that's going to fight through a program. Yes, that is definitely a case. I still remember when I went into my CRNA program. I had a newborn baby and yes, it was not a walk in the park. It was definitely stressful. I had a lot of learning, a lot of growing to do, but I had a supportive family as well as I had a supportive program. So definitely take that into consideration when you're thinking about a nurse anesthesia program. Are they supportive? Because let me tell you, a lot of the programs are very supportive, because it's not just students that are in their 20s. Yes, of course, there are rare occasions that there are students in their 20s, which is awesome. But there are a lot of students that have families, have children, okay? And they are in this program for a reason. So definitely take that into consideration, that no matter the time zone or age range you're in, if you want to become a CRNA, start taking the steps now to be successful and to get accepted into a program. So I definitely have a bunch of videos about how to get accepted into CRNA programs and some tips and tricks to be successful. So definitely click the link above so you can learn more about that. So now let's talk about a little bit of a motivation speak before we get off this video, because I know you may say to yourself, all right, I'm done watching this video, but stick around, because sometimes you need someone to inspire you. You need someone to motivate. You need someone to allow you to thrive as a nurse anesthetist. And I'm here. Yes, I am an experienced nurse anesthetist, and I love what I do. I love the art that surrounds anesthesia practice. And every day I'm learning and growing, and I'm humbled by my experiences. And I'm here to say that yes, you may not be at that point yet, but I'm here to motivate you to say you can do it. You've got to remind yourself that with any dream, it requires sacrifice. And I'll always keep saying that, it requires sacrifice. Some people, you may say to yourself that, oh wow, the road have always been easy for me. But you never know. You might have a situation where something will definitely challenge you. And you have to say to yourself, yes, these things are challenging me and it's definitely testing me, testing my knowledge. But always remind yourself that the mind is so powerful. If you want something bad enough, you're gonna do it. When you say to yourself, you wanna have something to eat and you have a certain craving, does anything stop you from getting it? No. You do it because you want it. And that's okay. That's a great thing to think about when you think about a personality type for CRNAs. We are very hardworking, we're very diligent, we're always trying our best to be better. I mean, of course, there are some stragglers that are definitely on the higher tone pole, as well as there are stragglers that are on the lower tone pole. But in general, with CRNAs that I've worked with and I've seen in my experience, they're amazing people. It's an amazing practice, and it's something that you should consider if you're interested in that. Now remember, you got to think about this too. Do you want to do anesthesia? Do you want to also be more of an advanced practice nurse in anesthesia? The nice thing about nursing, if you don't like something, you can move into another area very easily. Okay, just always remind yourself. And if you do end up going into nursing, and maybe you're in the ICU and you say to yourself, you know, I changed my mind, I don't want to be a nurse, and that's okay. But a lot of things you got to think about too. Being a nurse in general, it's a job that's going to have financial security for the rest of your life, as long as you keep that passion and that focus as a nurse. I mean, there's tons of jobs across the country, travel nursing, locum nurses. I mean, you could change different areas if you want to. It's a very easy transition. So the nice thing about nursing, you're not going to get bored. And if you say to yourself, you want to become an advanced practice nurse, maybe CRNA is not for you, but nurse practitioners are great. Clinical nurse specialists are great. Educators, definitely educators are very essential and very important. So definitely consider that. And you can always combine multiple things in a sense that you're saying you want to become a nurse anesthetist, but you also want to teach and be an educator or be a clinical instructor, be a preceptor. You have those options in front of you. And that's the nice thing about nursing. You can do it. And yes, I'm here to inspire you. And so if you are thinking about becoming a CRNA, you're thinking about becoming a nurse, start now by putting the work in. I believe in you. So definitely, if you want to learn more about CRNAs and how to grow as a CRNA, definitely click one of these videos over here, and I'll see you in the next video.